It doesn't look like they're going to connect, and we're going to go and move on to the next one. Let's go ahead and see what Whoozy has to say here. Alrighty. We might go to sub only just for a little bit here. We might go to sub only just for a little bit. None of the guests are loading in, though. I don't know what's going on. Let's go ahead and go to the next guest. By the way, join my Discord. The link's in the bio. No, no,
Well,
no, no. What's up, man? Do you think it's like wrong or immoral to be gay?
yes.
How old are you?
63.
No, you're not. Thanks for coming up. Moving on. Alrighty, guys. Let's go ahead and see what this guy has to say. Let's go ahead and see what this guy has to say here. Hello? Did he connect?
Hello?
Hey,
Hello,
what's
can
going
you
on,
hear me?
man? Sure can. Do you think it's
Hey,
wrong or immoral to be gay?
yes.
Okay, why?
Well, but they're not with me. I wanna be with a guy. Why
Thanks
can't I?
for coming up. Thank you for coming up, man. Let's go to talk to Owen. Thank you for the finger arts. He had the perfect voice for like a very prejudiced individual that lives in the South. What's up, Owen? Do you think it's wrong or immoral to be gay? Oh, he went ahead and disconnect. Well, we'll get y'all a debate. I bet Jordan will give us a good debate here, chat. I bet Jordan will give us a great one. Let's go ahead and see. Thank you all so much for that heart me. Oh, he did not connect. How about Chase? Let's go ahead and see what Chase thinks here. Chase is loading in, guys. What's up, Chase? Do you think it's wrong or immoral to be gay?
Hi.
Hey, do you think it's wrong or
I
immoral to be gay?
so I don't, but
Uh,
I just could I correct you on being asexual, like that whole thing with like being asexual and being gay?
was I wrong?
Mine. Uh, so yeah, also in the Oxford Languages definition of being gay is being sexually or romantically attracted towards members of the same gender.
Yeah, romantic
But
attraction is
asexual
going to
people,
imply like romantic attraction. Thank you for that, Corgi. Is going to imply like sexual attraction. Honestly, I got a good idea. I do want to be corrected on this. I do want to be corrected on
Mhm.
this. However, like for the confines of this debate, I want to keep it on track. Do you have Discord?
Do I have Discord? Yeah.
Yeah, my Discord's in my bio. You should join it and then at me in the general chat, and I'll like unironically friend you and message you because I'm down
Okay,
to be
for sure.
educated.
All right, for sure.
Yeah, have a good one, man.
Yeah, you too.
Well, yeah, I could probably use some education on the nuances of quite literally anything besides same-sex attraction. And like I said, I'm just a straight guy. Don't know too much about it. I just know it's not wrong, and I know how to use big words and logically dismantle people who do think it's wrong. What's going on, man? Do you think it's wrong or immoral to be gay? All right, you didn't load in. Let's go on to skeptic here. What's up, man? Do you think it's wrong or immoral to be gay?
I don't think it's wrong, but the way it's pushed on young Virginia.
Okay, boo, 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 boo. Shitty argument, right? So, moving on, because I'm only talking to people that think it's wrong, but it's like being conveyed as a societal issue, and like importance is being brought to it because individuals that are gay are being like oppressed or marginalized. And bringing like societal attention to ideals is the best way to advocate for a support against the suppression of them. This is the same thing that we've seen all throughout history, rather it be combating combating homophobia or combating racism or just different prejudices held against different groups of people. What's up, man? Do you think it's wrong or immoral to be gay? All right, y'all. He did not load in. Gosh, guys, we're not getting a guest here. We're not getting a guest here, chat. What's up, Caleb? Do you think it's wrong or immoral to be gay?
Heck yeah, I think it's wrong.
Okay, why?
Well, number one is because, well, first off, do you think same sex should you think same sex should be together?
They think same sex should be together. I don't think that like we should dictate if they should or shouldn't because we're not them. You know what I mean?
Okay, well let me give you this scenario. Do you think
Do you think?
a child
Yeah.
predator should like be with children?
Yeah, no, I don't. Do you want to know why? Because like
That's wrong.
pedophilia leads to rights violations, trauma, rape, like lifelong harm, suffering, and pain. So could you please go ahead and list like the rights violations, trauma,
Okay, I
pain,
know that's
harm,
wrong.
suffering
Yeah, I
that
know that's
that
wrong.
consensual same-sex relationships lead to?
This is
Oh
why
no, you
nobody
can't. And next,
can. Look at you. You ain't gonna argue me because you know I'm right.
right about what? Oh, you just left. My hands are up. My hands are up. My hands are unironically up. I'm so happy I had my hands in frame. Oh, he said that to gaslight you guys. He said that to gaslight you guys. I'm so happy I had my hands in frame. Thank you for that cap. I'm so happy I had my hands in frame, chat. Dean W. Oh, he totally said that to gaslight, then he's like gonna leave and be all sneaky. But luckily, when he did do that, I had both my hands in frame. Fucking W. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, that would have been rough, guys. I already know, like if I didn't, if I had my hands like this, like they usually are, I would have got like crusaded in the comments by everyone who disagrees with me.
I don't think it's
What's up?
wrong. I just think it's fucking weird.
All right, man. Well, fucking hell, you're still homophobic. You probably like should not like, have some justified reasoning for thinking that anything is weird that is not like hurt, harm, or apply to yourself, right? Like you should probably just like, keep it in mind that you're a straight man that only likes women and you can't really comprehend the fact of another man liking other men. I get it. I'm
Well,
also
yeah, like I don't
straight.
have a problem with gay people or any of that shit. Just I don't like when they're around me. I don't like how the way they
Yeah.
act. I don't like any of that.
Yeah, so it's basically they're different from you. We don't like as humans, we don't like differences. But that still doesn't grant that justification.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but
Yeah, at least you recognize that. At least you know you're unjustified. That's all that matters to me. It's all that matters to me, man. Let's go and talk to Mika here. If we are in the request, make sure that we do think it is going to be wrong or immoral to be gay, y'all. Just looking for some debates. You already know how it goes here, baby. You already know what's up, Mika. Do you think it's wrong or immoral to be gay?
Well, there's nothing wrong with it, is there?
All right. Well, unfortunately, I'm only talking
Well,
opposition.
well,
Appreciate you for coming up here. Please, guys, we are going to hop in the guest request. Please mind my words. I know you hear me right now. Just don't get in there unless you think it's wrong. What's up, Ivo? Do you think it's wrong or immoral to be gay?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, why?
Well, I just think it's not natural. I think people are meant to be. I mean, men are meant to be with women.
Yeah, can you define not natural? Like define
Well,
unnatural?
for example, procreation. I think that men and men can't procreate, women and women can't procreate.
Yeah, so if like these two individuals are together and they can't procreate, that's going to be bad,
Well, if it's not natural, if they can't
right?
foster
So
children.
right,
Also,
so like yeah, if I have an infertile girlfriend, am I going to be doing something that's immoral because I can't procreate with her?
yeah,
All right, so like infertility is immoral.
in a
A
way,
little
I
liberal.
think. Well,
Thank you for that. Had a mustache. So every single so your parents being married right now, how old are they?
okay, no, I'm joking. I don't think it's immoral. I do want to
Yeah,
talk
do you
about
see
the
where that would lead
asexual
to?
stuff,
Like,
though.
just real quick, I'm like, I know, So your parents, how old are they?
Wait, what?
How old are your parents?
They're like, I don't know, 40
Okay,
something.
well, like, if they're older, like your grandparents, your grandma's gone through menopause, therefore she's infertile. So, under
Yeah,
this
that's true.
notion that it's immoral to be with one that is infertile, your grandpa should be morally obligated to break up with your grandma and go find a youngin to be with. JE, I appreciate that subscription. How old
No,
are you, by the way?
I'm 18, but I low-key lied. I'm gay. I did want to correct you on the asexual thing, but another guy already came up to that.
Yeah, apparently I was wrong about that. Oh, fucking hell. I have some shit to learn, huh? Well, I appreciate you for coming up.
Yeah, sure.
Have a good one, man. I have some shit to learn, man. Well, hopefully that Chase guy joins the Discord so then I can, like, add a Mac and he could educate me. All right. So, DC, do you think it's wrong or immoral to be gay? Hello? Appreciate this roses, Jules. All right, none of these guests are, like, connecting and talking, man. This is strange. I guess we continue to try on. By the way, guys, if you haven't hit that follow button yet, make sure to hit that shit. We are like so close to 100,000 followers. Like, please, even if you're just scrolling in here, I'm almost at 100,000 followers. Please just hit the follow button. Do you know how cool that would be? What's up, Larry? Do you think it's wrong or immoral to be gay?
I think it's wrong. Can you give me a quick definition of the moral? What do you mean about moral?
Just like morally wrong. Yeah. So why do you think it's wrong? Thank you for the
Well,
gifts, y'all.
I have a gay brother, and he was born in it. So whoever thinks that it's a choice, in my opinion, I can't say who's right or wrong because I guess whatever, I'm not God, but I feel that you're born with it
All right. So why is it wrong?
because I'm, I'm a person that likes
Eric,
a woman, and there's no
Eric,
way
thank
you
you
can
so
tell
much for the
me,
train.
hey,
Thank you
go
so
out
much
with
for the
this
train,
man.
Eric. I really appreciate you, man. All right, well, we've concluded that you think being gay is not a choice. Okay, so now why is being gay wrong? Why don't you support your brother?
Um, so as a
Okay,
child,
so
he
he's
would
cutting.
wear my
He's cutting in and
mom's
out.
clothes, earrings. He's not flamboyant gay. If you just met him, you wouldn't know that he's gay until you really got to know him.
Thank you for the love you. Man, unfortunately, I have to kick you. You have 1 bar of connection. You had 1 bar of connection, so I couldn't get you were cutting out like every other word. Like I actually I don't know what he was saying. Like he had 1 bar
No
of connection.
way. I
So
would
Jaden, do you think it's
not.
wrong or immoral to be gay?
I did not expect to get on here tonight, dog. It's moral. It's
Yeah,
moral.
unfortunately, I'm only talking to people I disagree with. But Jaden, appreciate you for coming up here. We're gonna go ahead and move on to our next guest. All right, next guest is letting in here, guys. Crazy bot's not connecting. Oh, die! Fuck, he did connect, but like right before I got rid of him. My fault, man. My fault. Yeah, that dude was zooted. I agree. I agree with that comment. Guys, why are we Clark Kent? Sure, let's hear Clark Kent out. Thank you for that love. You appreciate it. What's up, Clark Kent? Do you think it's wrong or immoral to be gay?
So first of all, let's split this in half. I don't really want to talk about morality here because I feel like that's relative, you know, perspective, faith, whatever. I don't really want to talk about that. So let's stick on the wrong side. Let's kind of define wrong.
Yeah,
Like
sure. How
two
are you
plus two
defining
is
wrong?
4, right? 2 plus 2 is 4. It's not 5, correct? There's a right and a wrong, and I would say that we can define something based on correctness. As a species, heterosexuality is what I would say is correct for that particular species. Homosexuality is effectively a defect. It's not actually the correct version of that species.
How do you
Yes,
know that?
I don't say that it's morality
How
wrong,
do you
but
know
from the
that? How do you know
perspective,
that?
well, it's the evolutionary succession that
Well, if
results
we put this in the
in
context of evolutionary secession, then being gay is gonna be
sure.
wrong, right? Because
Sorry?
it doesn't lead to. So if you like confined this argument to evolutionary secession, right? Then
Yes.
being gay is gonna be wrong because it quite literally does not lead to evolutionary secession.
Of
But this
course,
is
yeah.
also gonna deem like being a woman over the age of 55 is wrong. Being
No, no,
infertile
no.
is
Sorry,
wrong.
sorry.
Being celibate is
That's not
wrong.
true. That is not true.
Sure it
Because
is.
because because so
Think about that
first of
hard
all,
to me.
let's stick to the comment about what were you saying?
I mean, well, no, yeah,
Infertility.
I'm effectively conceding to you.
Infertility.
No,
I
Clark,
agree with that.
I'm agreeing with you. If we're like
Yes.
confining this to evolutionary secession, being gay is going to
Sure.
be wrong.
Of course, yes. So therefore, it's wrong.
Yeah,
And same
confined
with
to
infertility.
evolutionary secession.
Infertility is wrong. Aging is wrong. I mean, we are effectively degrading and becoming worse
Exactly.
for our
No,
species.
no,
Yes,
sweet.
therefore
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
wrong.
So like being
End of
gay is going to be
discussion.
just as wrong as aging, as
Sure,
it's going
yeah,
to be
of
wrong to
course.
like
I
get
mean,
a
aging
scrape
is.
on your knee,
Think about this.
as
What's the
it is going to
outcome
be
of
like now.
aging?
Just Clark, just listen, right? So
Sure.
as it is going to
Sorry.
be like to be infertile, as it is to be
Of
like
course.
celibate, as it is to be like any of these things that do not lead in reproduction. But like
Yes,
just
of
to, like
course.
just
These
to
are
like
all
make
wrong.
this make just like to make this understood by you, you're basically
Yeah.
saying, um, in the context of what leads to reproduction, being gay is wrong,
Well, not
right?
just reproduction. Not just reproduction. As a
Yeah, it's
species,
evolutionary
what
secession,
what
right?
well, yes, the evolutionary succession isn't just about reproduction. It's about dominance and ability to survive, right? It's not just about
Through
reproduction.
reproduction.
But
Right?
sure,
But
reproduction is the
we're only
ultimate.
talking about reproduction here, because like a gay man is going to
Well,
have just as much dominance and ability to survive
well,
as a
no,
straight man.
but let's look at this. Okay, so for instance, Down syndrome, is that wrong? Yes, obviously. That's not the
I don't think
correct
it's
version of a
yeah.
human, right?
So
Do
I
I
don't
say that
think
that
that's going to
person's
necessarily
less?
be wrong, right?
Like, I don't disrespect that person. I don't devalue them as a human,
Right.
but I
Okay,
will
so
say that
now
is a wrong
yeah.
version of a human. Clearly.
Right. So yeah. So because you're confining this to how dominant one could be or how well
not
they can
dominant.
reproduce.
Correct.
No,
Correct.
Clark Kent. No, you are. This is in the context of their ability to reproduce or like to like be
Well, that's an
dominant as a
example.
species, right?
That's an example,
No,
right?
Clark
But the
Kent. What I'm
point
saying is like, this isn't a debate because I agree with you. Like, right? You want like,
sure, yeah,
like no,
yeah.
like when
So we
confined
agree
to
that
like this
it's
context.
wrong to be gay.
No,
We agree on
only in
that.
that context.
Well, no, hold on. From the context of what a correct human is.
No, because you're a correct human in the context of reproductive ability.
Sorry, not just reproductive ability, but in the
Then
correctness
how are
of what
you
it's
deeming what a
supposed to
correct?
be.
What? How are you deeming like? How are you deeming what a human is
What's a
supposed to be? How do we know
defect?
this? Yeah, how do we
It's
know
a
what a defect
defect.
is? How do we know what a defect is?
Because you can simply look at a mass majority, right?
Mass
You
majority.
look at a species, and there are, for instance, you pointed at some studies. These studies show certain genetic
By
traits
majority,
or
by majority.
differences,
So
right?
it's just by majority, right? Like by
Yeah, of
by
course.
what
Yeah, I
reason?
mean that's
Right. So
what
is
else
being
can
a
we
man
use?
is being a man over like is being a man over 5'11" a defect?
Most likely, yes.
Is
Sure.
being a man over 5'10" a defect?
Sure. I mean, think about this,
Right.
okay? Why
Right. So like
why
again,
did the current
again,
human
Clark Kent,
species?
Clark Kent, Clark
Sorry.
Kent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is being white a defect? Because most people in like in the world are
Well,
non-white.
I would say that actually has nothing to do with succession. It's about where you are. It's geolocation. If you look at
No. So like,
it's just
right?
multiple
You already
factors
no.
there.
Just listen, Clark. So you're already like talking about things based upon like how they astray from the majority, and then you deem those as defects. So if we
Yeah,
take all
but
the humans on this earth and like we astray them into majorities, thank you for that money gun, Eric. Being white would be a defect, and as you already said, being a man over like 5'9" would be a defect. And in
no,
the same
that's not a
context, being
fair
gay is going to
argument.
be a defect, right? But like
No,
this
sorry,
isn't
that's
like
not a
the
fair
adequate like
argument.
definition of defect. Like no, this isn't a debate because like you're just categorically correct. You're just
I
confining
know
the
I am.
argument.
I'm
Right.
positive I'm correct. Being
Right.
gay is wrong, of
Yeah, no,
course.
only in this
Now,
context. It's going to be just as
there's
wrong.
nothing
No,
wrong with
Clark,
them as
Clark,
people.
Clark, Clark, Clark. No,
I
Clark.
agree with you there.
No. So
Sure.
being gay is going to be wrong in this context, just as being a man that's over 5'10" is going to be wrong in this context, right?
Well, listen. Here's the thing, right? 5'10" is actually not the ideal height, in my opinion. But if let's look at a 7-footer. Is a 7-footer wrong? Well, yes, categorically, yes, that is
No,
wrong.
Clark, you
It
already
leads
said
to
earlier that being
ailments.
a man over 5'10" is wrong. You can't go back on that
I,
statement.
I can speak ad hoc. I'm not bound to a legal document here. But the point is, there is a concept of what we consider a correct human being, right?
Based off of the
And
majority,
and
as
to,
you already stated, then you said that anything that strays away from this majority is going to be incorrect, such as being a
of
man
course.
of 5'10" or over.
I mean, I don't know about the specifics of 5'10", maybe.
Yeah, so like,
but I'm
yeah,
not
the
gonna
average height
stick
for a
my
male inside the
argument to
U.S.
that.
is 5'9". Therefore, there's
Yeah.
going to be a minority of individuals who
So,
do exist over the
so
height of
here's the
5'10".
thing, okay?
Therefore, Clark, what you're gonna say,
no.
like, no, like, listen, seriously, being gay is gonna be just as wrong as being a man of 5'10" or over, and I'm so happy with that. No, we
but
can leave.
but your
We can leave happy
percentages are
because
wrong.
you understand, Clark. That's not. I'm not trying to fight like individuals like you. I'm not trying to debate
Sure.
people like you that think it's just as wrong as being a man that's 5'10" or over. I don't care if you look at a gay man just as wrong as a man that's 5'10" or over. Like, no, not
Hold
at
on.
all. It's just very
Hold on.
arbitrary.
I wouldn't say necessarily 5'10". I think that's not true. Would I say 7'5"? Yeah, probably. There's
Okay.
a point where it becomes
Yeah. So
an
what is that
ailment
point?
to that.
Yeah. So what is that point?
So-
So, how
so
much?
for instance-
so no, I got to tell you. No, listen. Don't overtalk me. Right?
Sure.
So you already
Yeah, go
said that you are deeming defects based upon like how incorrect they are, and you deem
Yeah.
what is correct based off upon the majority. So
Mm-hmm.
what statistical percentage must something exist within to be deemed as a defect?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what the world's population of homosexuality is, but I would say the vast majority isn't.
Yeah, so what I'm asking is, you already said that being a man of 5'10" or over is a defect, but then
Listen,
you
you
said,
put
"Well,
that
no,
number
just
out there.
don't listen. Stop talking and listen,
Don't
Clark.
listen.
Stop talking and
Sure,
listen."
sure,
right?
sure.
So what you're saying, so now that you're saying this actually isn't a defect, but it exists within a minority. So you already said what is correct is the majority. Therefore, we can infer what is incorrect is the minority. And males over the height of 5'10" is the minority. Therefore, under what you have laid out to us, this is a defect.
Listen,
Correct?
you have homosexual, heterosexual. This is Boolean, correct? One or two, right?
Right.
You have height, which is a large spectrum of multiple different heights.
Yeah, we
I
could
would
still
say the
deem
vast
like the average and
no,
what
no,
would
no,
exist
no,
within
hold
a
on.
majority or a
Average,
minority.
you can't apply average to 1 and 2. That doesn't work like that. Because
So
you have
how
either
about-
true or false.
No, so
right?
true or
You-
false? True or false? Let's do it. True or false? Let's
Sure.
do it. So 5'9" and under, 5'10" and above, right? So when the majority is going to be 5'9" or
doesn't
under,
work that
and the
way.
minority is going to be
That does-
10 foot
no,
or
that-
above.
That's very false logic.
Of course,
You
no.
can't
Those are
use-
booleans,
you
man.
can't
Those
use
are
a
booleans.
median point. You
No,
can't use
it's not a median
for
point, right?
this.
So we're just like
It
collecting,
is.
like we're summing up like two
You're
aggregates
using
of
a median
individuals and
point.
then putting
My
them
friend,
into these boolean.
you're cheating
statements.
here. You're using a median
Wait, so then
point.
how did
Look
you
at the chat.
call? Wait, I have a question, Clark Kent. Earlier
Sure.
you called what you did earlier is you
Sure.
called Down syndrome a defect. That doesn't exist on a
course.
boolean.
What, well, no, but that's a clear defect.
Well, no, it doesn't exist on a Boolean, and now you're
No,
saying
no,
that a
but that
Boolean
doesn't
is
matter at
required.
that point. That's a different story. That's a clear defect.
No,
We don't have to
but
debate that one.
no, but you're
Are you
no,
trying
your
to tell me
logic.
you think
No,
it's
no,
not
no,
a defect?
Clark. No, here's the thing though. Under your logic, you deemed that as a defect, and earlier, like when you did say that, that does not exist under a Boolean, and not to mention, sexuality does not exist under a Boolean either. Thank you for that. Had a mustache.
Sure. I mean, I agree with that. Yeah,
Right.
you're
So
right
then,
there.
so then, sexuality would
disagree
not
with
be in a
you.
Boolean as well, right?
No, that's not what we're talking about. We're
No,
talking
you're straying
about.
away from your own logic, right? So you asserted that
not.
Booleans are necessary for deeming the correctness or incorrectness of like a given idea, right? And now
No,
that
that's
you're
not what I'm
saying that, like
saying.
earlier you said that it
No,
is a dysfunction or a malfunction.
No, I'm
and
sorry.
exists, but like, Clark, I'm trying to tell you this again, like right. So when we look at things from an evolutionary perspective, as we have, being gay is wrong because you can't reproduce, right? But like this is just going to be as wrong as like anything else that strays away from reproduction, right? Such as infertility, such as like abstinence,
Sure,
such as
yes.
celebacy, right?
Yes.
Now, Clark,
Yes, I
now,
agree.
Clark, listen. I'm not here to talk about this, right?
Right.
Why?
No, but
Wait,
there's a
no, I'm
few that I
not
disagree
done
with.
talking. Why am I not here to talk about this? Because if you take this position, you are going to be correct because the first notion that you are assuming is that one's reproductive ability is what asserts rightness or wrongness, right? And I could argue against this notion. I could disagree with that, but that's not a very like high like demanding criteria for rightness or wrongness. And the wrongness asserted is not going to be what is perpetuating like the ideologies held against gay people. Obviously, when I'm sitting here with the title, "Why
You
is
want a
being
moral
gay
discussion.
wrong?" Why? No, listen. Why is being gay wrong? I'm talking to people that are homophobic. I'm talking to people that don't like gay people. I'm talking to people that like are proponents against like the 2002 bill that gave gay people the right to get married. I'm talking to people that don't like gay people. Now, if you are to like condense this down to reproductive ability, then you're right. This isn't even like a W. Clark. I told you when you first came up here that I agree
No,
with
I get
you.
it. Yeah.
Like I told you I agree with you, right? So you're not debating someone that disagrees with you.
Okay, sure. That's fair. That is fair. I respect that.
Right.
And to sum it up, I started with a split of morality versus simply correctness.
I mean, no, dude.
So
yeah,
yes.
I agree, right? So Clark, you're right.
Okay, so
Like,
so
in
we
the, in
both
the confines
agree
of
that being
like
gay is
reproductive,
wrong.
in the
that
confines
respect.
of like this evolutionary perspective to reproduce.
But beyond that, what about the confines of being, the ideal human?
Yeah, what's the ideal human?
The vast majority.
So now you're saying anything that like does not equate with the
Vast.
vast majority is going to be wrong, and this is the same
Yes.
ideology used when
No, but think
Hitler
about
wanted.
that.
Now listen, Clark.
Sure.
This is the
Sure,
same
listen, I'll
ideology
be
used
quiet.
by Hitler in Germany in the 1930s in the perpetuation of the Aryan race.
No, hold on.
Right? No, it is. No, it is.
That's
No,
not
of course
fair.
it is.
That's
So no,
not
it is
fair.
totally fair. This is the same ideology
First of all, I
used.
don't want to align with that. Okay.
Differences-
I don't wanna align with
differences
that.
don't equate
I'm
wrong,
against
right?
that.
No,
but let's
Clark,
look at this, okay?
Clark. We are going to look at this. You're saying if you do not exist to the vast majority, then you're wrong. Where else has this been used, bro?
No.
Like being black in the
No,
U.S. or
hold
being
on.
Jewish in Germany, or then the quite literally, what about a redhead? Is it wrong to be a redhead, Clark?
That's not fair. Listen, okay?
Is it wrong to be a
When you're
redhead?
talking-
Answer my question. Thank you for the like pop.
Yes, I would say so. Yes, I
Right.
would say that probably
Sounds
is a
good.
genetic defect.
Yep, sounds good.
But-
So
but-
if you think
but
that being a
let's-
redhead is
can-
just
can
as
I
wrong
say
as
one
being
thing?
gay, no. If you think that being a redhead is just as wrong as being gay, I don't want to talk to you. Like, dude, I don't care.
Can
I
say
literally,
one
I don't
last thing
care.
just to defend my name a little bit. I don't want to sound like some Hitler loving douchebag. Anyways, okay. I'm not talking about opinion. If you don't have the vast opinion, then
Dude,
you're wrong. That's
look,
not what I'm talking about.
Clark, if
okay?
you are going
I don't
to
wanna be put
die
in
on
that
all, now,
bucket.
look, Clark, here's my final statement to you, right?
All right.
So if you are going to die on the hill that any strayation away from what is typical that of like a human is wrong, you're gonna die on the hill that being a redhead is wrong. You're gonna die on the hill that having blue eyes or green eyes is wrong. You're gonna die on the hill that being a man over 5'10" is wrong, and these are all going to have the same wrongnesses as being gay. And I'm fine
Sure.
with that.
I mean,
Because
I mean,
all like
this
at the
is
end of the
your
day,
show.
you're using wrong as synonymous to atypical. Being gay is atypical. There is nothing incorrect about the statement that being gay is atypical.
Well, I'm not saying atypical. I'm saying wrong. I'm saying for what the ideal human is,
Define
it doesn't
wrong.
fit that.
Yeah, no,
Not
yeah.
correct. 2
So no,
plus 2 is not
so
5.
understand like you're like these are synonyms, right? You're saying it does
Sure.
not fit what the ideal human is. This is
Yes.
the same thing that could be said about atypicality.
Okay,
It
let
doesn't
me
fit
ask you
what
a
the ideal
question.
human is. Bro, Clark,
Can I ask you a question?
listen, no, you are being so dense. You are using the word wrong
not get
as a
personal here.
synonym to atypicality.
Okay.
No, listen.
No,
Listen.
let's not get.
You are using the word wrong as a synonym for atypicality.
Can I ask you a question? Do you mind?
Sure.
Let's say you're a worker at a factory and you're creating a device of some sort, okay? If you create 100 of them to specification and one of them is incorrect, did you make a mistake? Was that
Yeah,
wrong?
because there was intentional design. Is there intentional
Yes,
design of us as
exactly. And
humans?
humans have intentional design.
Yeah, now
Our
prove God
DNA is
exists.
designed for something.
Wait, so yeah, now prove
Anything-
God exists. Now prove God exists.
What does that have to do with God?
Yeah, because that's intentional design. Intent, like you understand, like
No,
intent
DNA.
presupposes like a
Do
conscious
you understand
mind.
how DNA works?
Yeah, does DNA have intent?
Yes, it has. It has error checking.
No, is
It
so
literally has.
yeah, right. So does it have intent? Is there a conscious creator
Yes,
that set the intent?
no, consciousness and
That's not design.
creators
So
are a
DNA
different
isn't design.
story.
No, Clark.
No, hold on.
No, listen. No, I'm gonna explain to you. This, right? So you're saying if I like intend to build something in this specific way,
Yes,
if it is not built in that specific way, it is going to be incorrect, right?
it's wrong. Yes.
Right. So, but the thing is that there was no intention of like a specific human, right?
No, but
So
DNA
if you're
has that
gonna say
intention.
like right, Clark, dude, again, I don't know how many times I need to reiterate this to you. You are using wrong as a synonym for atypicality, and dude, if you think that being gay is just as wrong as having red hair, I'm not going to debate you because that's not the debate I'm
I don't
having.
even know the red hair thing. I'll be honest with you. I don't know about that.
You said it was
But the
wrong
things
because it's
that-
atypical.
You know those.
Clark,
you know those things that you
Clark,
point.
chill. I'm already telling
Mm-hmm.
you. I'm seriously just about to like kick you, right? Why? Because
Okay.
I'm not here to talk about it being atypical. It is. Why am I about to kick you? Because I agree with you, right? Like
Okay, no, but don't- please
atypicality is
don't
not
kick me
going to
just for
assert
1
wrongness.
second.
No,
I'm
Clarkness.
saying
No,
it's-
why? Because
okay.
we agree, Clark. Because we agree.
Can I say one final point? You can kick me after that.
No, Clark.
Is that
Clark,
good?
you understand we agree, correct?
We do, but you're talking about atypicality. I'm talking about incorrect. There's a difference there.
So if it
Look,
wasn't
all those
atypical, would it
articles
be
you
incorrect?
pointed to.
No, Clark. If it wasn't atypical, would it be correct?
Sorry, let me unpack that. If it wasn't atypical, meaning it was typical, would it be incorrect?
Yep.
No.
Right. So you are talking about atypicality. Congratulations, Clark. Thank you.
No, I'm not. Okay, let me just finish my final statement, and then you can kick me whatever you want to do.
Come on, bro. No, you just
Okay.
said like if it's not atypical, is it possible for something to be typical but incorrect?
Yeah.
Such as?
I'm just gonna
No,
finish
is it
with
no,
one
no,
last
Clark,
statement.
Clark,
and then I'm
Clark.
done.
Answer my question. Is it possible for something to be typical and incorrect?
Not through evolution, no.
Right. So therefore, you are equating typicality to incorrectness, and being
That is
gay
incorrect.
is in.
That's
No,
not as
bro.
simple as
No,
that.
no, come on.
It's
All
not
right,
as
bro.
simple as
I
that.
appreciate you for coming out, man. Come on, bro. Like, come on. You're using them as synonyms. You just told me that. I asked you, can something be atypical and be correct? You said no. Can something be typical and be incorrect? You said no, right? Just using them as synonyms. You're finding a really fancy way to say that being gay is atypical. And I agree. You can't disagree. Dear fucking Lord, man. D&I lost. No, I agree with him. I quite literally agree with him. Like, I thank you for the superpower. Like, that's not a contention because I agree. That's just the objective truth. Being gay is atypical. Like, there's no loss or win because we agree. What's going on, man? Do you think it's wrong or immoral to be gay?
Well, I do. Let me say it like this. I believe I don't agree with it. No.
Okay, why?
Moral. Well, we'll have to go with the Bible as far as morality. I do agree. Think that it is very immoral. Is what I'll say.
Where? What verse in the Bible says that being gay is immoral?
Well, I can look that up for you.
Can I
don't
just
have
tell
the
you?
Bible.
Genesis, Corinthians, Romans.
Yeah, I mean, I know
they're
a few
all
of
wrong.
them,
Yeah,
but
I know them all.
when I like to
Sorry.
quote, I like to read. I don't really like to just quote, and I don't have it with me right now at the moment, so I won't just quote it for you. But I mean, just based off, like Dean was saying, as a typical human, I'm just interested in your view on just being a typical human, because I hear you talk about it being in a reproductive sex.
How tall are
You know
you?
what I mean?
How tall are you?
How tall am I?
Yeah.
I am 6 foot even.
Yeah, you're not a typical human, so you're going to be just as wrong as a gay man would be. If you're
Not
equating to
exactly.
typicality, yes, you
Not
are.
exactly.
Of course you
Just
are.
like you were talking about atypical things are wrong, like he was trying to
Where in the
explain.
Bible does it say it's immoral? Give me a verse.
When we won't even use the Bible. I'm just going to use just being human,
All
okay?
right,
Just
let's hear
being
it.
human, period, okay? So, as you were speaking about earlier, atypical and typical things, right? You were speaking about if some a minority or if something in the minority is wrong, right?
Something is
I
in a
don't,
minority. It's
I
not
agree
wrong.
with you that things that aren't, just because it's something that's in the minority doesn't make it wrong. But
Right.
what is what is a man naturally supposed to do?
Define naturally.
Natural. When you come into this world naturally,
Right.
what are you naturally born to do?
Well, depends on your sexual orientation, a lot of other traits,
No, it
right?
does not.
So yeah, so no, let's look at this. Like when you come into the world, what are you supposed to do? Well,
What are
based
you
off upon
supposed to
the like,
do?
listen, like right, look, listen. So based off upon the studies that I've listed, that study the brains of like gay individuals, that show that gay men quite literally have like larger interior commissures and like different physicalities of the AI NH3 subsection of the hypothalamus and varying like genetic codes from straight individuals. They were quite literally designed to supposed to be attracted to other men. So this whole notion that they weren't supposed to do that, well, you are arguing with their biology. You are saying that they are unnatural when they were naturally designed to operate in this
No,
fashion.
they are not naturally designed to do that.
Right. So, but you just define naturally designed. Define
Yeah,
what that
but
means. Define what that means.
when you naturally come into this world,
No, define naturally designed.
and
Tell me what you mean when you say that.
and I'm going to tell you natural design. I'm going to tell you what a
No, give
natural
it a
design.
definition.
Okay, natural design. Natural design is what God naturally made you to be.
God. Okay.
Yes.
So God naturally made gay people to be gay because the physicalities of the brain that determine sexuality start developing in 8 weeks. Bro, this isn't controversial. This isn't controversial. The physicalities of the brain that make someone gay begin developing at 8 weeks gestation with the activation or inactivation of the SRY gene.
Do you know where that comes from?
Do I know where what comes from? The SRY gene? This is going to come from like an influx in hormonal factors that is developed through like the embryonic stages
the influx in
of a
hormonal
fetus.
factors are created through the situations that your mom goes through.
No,
when
they're created by like the biological process in which this like in
who
which
creates the biological process? Your mother.
yeah, the act of like this, the act of like the semen and like fertilizing.
Yes, I know this. I have children, so I understand how this is created. I know that you can change DNA. DNA can be modified. DNA will be modified when you're in the womb. If you go through certain processes, if you go through certain emotional changes in the womb, it will change your DNA.
Yeah, and like the activation or the activation of the SRY gene is not dependent upon external factors because we view it being activated like 51% of the time and inactivation like 49%. Bro, no. So then no, explain to me this. If it is depending on external factors,
it can be on what you eat,
what you eat. Yeah. So then why do we view a 50-50? Bro, you understand that you're saying that like being a woman or being a man is going to be dependent upon by external factors? Is that true?
It can be.
Yeah, prove it. Give me one scientific article that agrees with you.
I don't need scientific articles.
Yeah, what do you need then? What do you need?
Let me tell you something.
Wait, this is science though. Wait, hold up. This is science. You're talking about science.
No.
You're talking about science here.
A lot of those articles are just like, let me explain something. Just like,
wait,
and I'm going to say, no, wait.
No, Black Hole. This is what makes me mad. This is what makes me mad. You're talking about extremely nuanced situations, such as the deterministic factors of sex and the intricacies that are involved in how we develop in womb. And then you're saying at the same time that you don't believe science. No, this is science. This isn't something that we can even talk about unless we're having a scientific conversation. Right? Like, no, you need the science to be able to talk about this. Like, look, other things, I get it. If you want to talk about if being gay is a choice or not a choice, you don't need to like be completely based on science. It's better be based on silence. Well, but this is one of those conversations where we can only be based on science because it is science.
Well, let me ask you, how old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay, this is why you don't typically understand this. I'm 38 years old.
Man, so here's the first thing that we're gonna do. What we're not gonna do is like assume that I've like some like inherent notion of incorrectness because of my age. I'm
No, it's
19
not.
years
It's
old, but
not.
I possess like so much more education than
No,
you
no,
do on this subject. Like this is
no,
what I'm
no.
going to school for. Yes, right?
So
So
no, no,
what I need you to
no, no.
understand is that if you are going to make assertments about how an embryo develops in womb and how like 8 weeks gestation like compiles with the 5 deterministic factors of sex to do with like the chromosomal structure, the inactivation, activation, suppression, or activation of the SRY gene, your neurology, your hormone configuration, your hormone function. If you do not have a degree on the subject or any amount of like education on the subject, and then you say you outright reject the science when in conversation on this subject, what you sound is ludicrous. No, this is a scientific conversation that we're having. This has
Okay.
nothing to do with commonalities of the world that exist outside of the scientific method or expressions of an understanding of human biology or anatomy. Like
So
you
let
can't
me
have this
can I,
conversation if you reject science.
all right, let me ask you a question then. Um, what do you think makes you gay or determines whether you're going to be that way?
Yeah, the
Let's
size
just
of
get
your
an
interior
understanding of that
commissure.
first.
Yeah,
I'm
the
sorry, I
size of
didn't
your
ask to understand that.
the size of the size of your interior commissure, physicalities of the AI NH3 subsection of the hypothalamus, such as dendritic density, levels of neurohormones such as FSH, like amount of neurons, density of like gray mass in the left putamen, the neuronic substructure in of itself, and then like the suppression or activation of the XQ23 chromosome within one's genome. This is what is going to determine one's sexual orientation.
Okay, so what changes? What changes? What do you believe changes that? What factors change that in the womb? Because it's being
Natural
changed in the
variation.
womb.
Natural
So,
variation. No, it's not being changed. That just simply is the way in which it develops. Like if it's being changed, you have to like assert an objective standard in which it is being changed from, right? In the same way that humans like have like different expressions of like color of skin or like bone structure, bone density, color of eyes, color of hair, this applies to sexual orientation, right? So would you say that like what changed in the womb that caused me to be born with blonde hair, but someone other to be born with brown hair? Like there's differences, but this doesn't equate to change. It just equates to difference in development.
well, you're talking about something that's a genetic code that's inscribed in DNA. And as far as eyes, hair color, height, things of that nature, that does not change your sexual orientation.
Yeah, what changes your
Does not
sexual
determine
orientation is the
DNA does
XQ23
not
chromosome.
determine your sexual
Well, quite
orientation.
literally. Well, then, like, how do you feel about these studies? If we're talking about DNA, if we're talking about one's genome, then why do these studies that have done genome-wide association studies of male sexual orientation shows association between one's DNA and their sexual orientation? So, like the last thing that you said, there's another one, was just quite literally incorrect. But there's also going to be causes from neurobiology.
Well,
I get it.
I
Silence.
mean, no, it's not. It's not that I'm frozen or anything, or that I don't have anything to say.
I mean, I think it is.
What I do, no, no. What I do understand is that you're going to defend your point because you're determining in your mind what is right for you.
No, you made an incorrect statement. You said
No,
DNA does not determine
it
sexuality.
does not. It will not ever.
Explain this and explain this.
That study. Listen to me. Things that you read, all studies are not correct.
So show me
Studies
how they're incorrect. Prove them to
studies
be
have been
incorrect.
put out that are very incorrect.
Right, so then show me how they're incorrect. Do you want me to give you the names so you could look it up and tell me
I don't
where in
have
the
to look
study
it
they
up.
fucked up?
I can tell you right now. I
No,
understand
tell me,
DNA
tell
very
me,
much so.
tell me where in the study where it fucked up. Tell me where in their study they fucked up.
Where? DNA does not determine
No,
your
no, no.
sexual
Let me give you the name of the
orientation.
study. Let me give you the name of the study and tell me
Okay.
where they fucked up.
I'm not going to sit here and read it right now and
So
determine.
then why can you automatically presume that it's false? You can't unless you read it and then have justified reason to deem it as
Because I
false.
can understand
Black Hulk,
without
before you
shadow.
say it's not true, at least read it. How has like not one guest gotten
Well,
this? Not
be-
one guest has gotten this notion that before you call something false, at least know what you are calling false. You don't know what you're saying is incorrect because you haven't read the studies. How does this not make sense to anyone but me? Before you call it false, read it. You don't know what you're calling false at all because you haven't read it. Oh man.
I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I just really came on here to understand your point. I didn't really come on here to argue, okay? I'm not going to argue with you whether you're wrong or right, or because one thing that I understand is that I'll never change your mind. And
No, you can by giving me one academic study that disagrees
no,
with me.
I'm not here to do that. I'm not here
No,
to
I should put that up here. I should put that up here. Change my mind by giving me science that disagrees with me.
Now I would have brought something different if it was for that. Now I kind of just came on here to understand your mindset and what you're thinking, and understand why did you think that
No, you're
what
just failing to
determined.
take you're just failing to take accountability for your own like irrational ignorance, right?
No, I'm not failing it.
I don't think I'm gonna change, dude. Honestly, I could say that like the same thing about you, but to like an insanely higher degree, right?
No,
So
not
what I'm
really.
doing is at least I'm basing my opinions off of empirical evidence, scientific fact, and unbiased means of like observation and like methodology of like experimentation, which is like widely accepted to be
Yeah.
like the most rational way to explore any given topic. And you are basing your position off of nothing. And then when you discredit mine, you're basing the discreditment of mine off of
No,
nothing.
no worries. You know what? One day, I tell you what. If I can, I would love to come back on here and talk to you in the future about this, and I'll actually bring the proof without a shadow of a doubt. I really just kind of joined, and I really was kind of trying to get some understanding on your thoughts and things like that.
All right, well,
And
hey, I appreciate you for coming up, man.
yeah,
Have a good one. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next guest here, y'all. Backpedaling out of that, man. Oh, geez, guys, I'm really lightheaded. I am like so lightheaded right now. I think it's because of how tired. Wait, no, not hungry I am. I haven't really ate much today. Hey, guys, if you're enjoying the debates, make sure you hit that follow button, baby. If this button right here is red, hit that shit, turn it white. I do debates like these quite literally every single day. Also, I appreciate quite literally anyone who's like donated or subscribed or Venmoed me today. The donations are incredibly appreciated, and they've been supporting my life as of recently. We're gonna go ahead and do a couple more guests. We may end when we hit 2 million likes, so if you don't like what I'm saying, thank you for that cap, and you want me to end, make sure we're tippity tapping away in that phone screen here. Uh, let's try to hit 2 million likes, y'all. Thank you for that, mustache man. I appreciate you. I appreciate all y'all. Let's go ahead and move on to our next guest here, chat. Yeah, they're loading then. There's seriously 4.4 thousand people in here. We should all be tippy tapping away in that phone screen, y'all. Tap, 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 tap away. What's up, man? Do you think it's how old are you?
15.
Okay, unfortunately, you got to be of age to be up here, but I appreciate you for coming up here. Let's go ahead and move on to our next guest. What's up, man? Do you think it's wrong or immoral to be gay?
No, I don't think it's wrong, but I do think that what you're doing is wrong and immoral.
Yeah, why?
Because you're too one-sided. There's multiple aspects of what you're talking about.
True.
And I think that you need to see it from all sides and understand all sides.
Yeah,
And
so
just
it's called
because
a
you don't
debate,
agree
right?
with somebody, doesn't mean that they're a bad person. And
No,
you
what it
attack
means
a
is
lot of
no.
people
Just
on
because
here.
I don't agree with someone and I show them to be false means that they're incorrect. Appreciate you for the sunglasses. Let me get this straight to you, Mike. This is intellectual debate, right? And in intellectual debate, what I do is I completely like shred, destroy, show the logical fallacies, the contradictions, and the irrationality in any given stance, right? And if there comes a stance to which defeats mine, then I am incorrect. But that is not held to be true, Mike. Honestly, I don't think. Like your first statement, you said, "Oh, I have no problem with gay people." No, I bet you totally do, and you're just honestly like pissed at the fact that there's somebody sitting on TikTok with 4.2 thousand viewers, just
You couldn't be
absolutely
more
shredding
wrong.
oppositions,
You couldn't be more wrong.
absolutely shredding like opposing viewpoints.
You couldn't be more wrong.
All right, stay mad, bro. Liz, I appreciate that money again. Thank you so much. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next guest here, y'all. Let's go ahead and see what Casola has to say. Thank you so much for that money again. I really appreciate you. Yeah, he was upset. But like the whole purpose of intellectual debate is to have conflicting viewpoints and to argue yours as well as you can and then to see who wins. That is the point of this, right? So next guest is not loading in here. Alrighty, let's go ahead and see what Andrew has to say. I appreciate that, love you. Thank you so much. Also, y'all, Everyone tap away on your phone screen. We just got through another 100,000. Everyone tap to 2 million. What's up, Andrew? Do you think it's wrong or moral to be gay?
I do not.
Okay, unfortunately, I'm only talking opposition, but I do appreciate you for coming up here. All right, we're going to go to move on to the next guest. Appreciate you for those hand marks.
That's good.
What's up, man? Do you think it's wrong or moral to be gay?
I don't think it's wrong because honestly,
Okay, unfortunately, I'm only talking opposition, but I do appreciate you for coming up here. All right, let's go and get our next guest up in here. Let's go and get Orson. Thank you for those hand arts, Destiny. Oh, they loaded out. Let's go ahead and talk to our next guest. Let them talk. Well, yeah, they disagree with me. Unfortunately, we're only talking in opposition. I don't mean to be like rude when I do that either. Like I seriously, I don't mean to be rude when I do or when I say that either. Like, you know, we're just only talking opposition here. So, next guest is loading in here. What's up, Cooper? Do you think it's wrong or moral to be gay? Oh, yep. All right, let's go ahead and get Evan up here. Thank you for that. Love you. Yeah, look at all the homophobes, like so mad in the comments. What's up, Evan? Do you think it's wrong or moral to be gay? Yeah, I don't understand why people request just to leave. Please don't do that. That is like so incredibly annoying. Only request if you want to debate and you're not going to leave. What's up, Gabriel? Do you think it's wrong or moral to be gay? Gabriel. Guys, what's going on? Guys. If you're like, how could someone hit the button to request and then just like, I don't know, man, I don't get it. I appreciate the hat on mustache. Thank you so much. We're moving on here.
He's nervous.
What's up, man? Do you think it's wrong or moral to be gay?
I wouldn't say that it's wrong or moral, but I do believe that I feel like when it comes to God, and I genuinely believe this, that everything that he makes is meant to reproduce.
Digital footprint. Dog.
And if you're gay, then you're kind of just preventing that from happening. You know what I'm saying?
So does this make it like wrong or immoral?
Nah, because I know love is love. I get it. Like,
Well,
I get it. Love
yeah.
is love.
So
But,
gay people do prevent reproduction from happening because they can't reproduce. But if you don't think that's wrong or moral, well, then we have the same exact stance.
I feel like when it comes to emotion, but when it actually comes down to it, I feel like you always have to leave some type of, I don't know, you have to reproduce. That's kind of
So, but
the reason why we have the.
Okay, and these people aren't reproducing, but you don't think it's wrong or moral. So I don't care. We're good.
I bet.
Yeah, we're good, man. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, something can, like, I disagree with the notion that individuals have to reproduce, but he doesn't deem it as, like, wrong or moral because they don't, so we're good, you know? Like, who cares? You know, if it's not wrong, then we're good. So, man, do you think it's wrong or moral to be gay?
Me personally, I think it's incorrect. I think it's morally wrong.
Why is it morally wrong?
Okay, so humans for thousands of years, right, have you know, biologically been how can I put it, programmed to be attracted to the opposite gender. So, like, having a human that, like, a person that is born loving the same gender just doesn't really match your biological complexity.
Well, I mean, it quite literally does match your biological complexity. This is
Can you
what this
explain?
study shows.
Yeah,
This is
well,
what this study shows. This is
well, I
what
have
this
a
study
different.
shows.
Well,
This is what
okay.
this
Well,
study
I did my
shows.
research
This-
too. Look up PBS News Hour, Arizona PBS.
Like, here, I'm like, here,
News
I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this straight, because you are right. We are programmed. Our sexual orientations, I think that they are programmed, right? And like, what I'm like trying to show you here is that research shows that gay people are programmed to be gay via like the size of their anterior commissures, via differing physicalities of the AI NH3 subsection of their hypothalamus, and via like, you know, the complexities of their genome.
Yes, and what
Right?
I am trying to show you is that there's an argument saying that there is no gay gene, there is no straight gene, sexuality is just a complex study. This
Right. So like the neurobiology is not gene. It's not a gene. So look, like neurobiology, like the size of your anterior commission is not a gene.
Okay,
Like
so
your
based off of
dendritic
that,
densities, like within like the AI and H3 subsection of your hypothalamus, are not genes.
okay,
How old are you?
okay, I'm 18,
What year were you born in?
2005.
Sweet.
Okay, so based off of this information that you have provided me, we came to the conclusion that being gay is completely neurologically based.
Yeah, so
Correct?
we see like a neurological basis. There's also
Okay.
like a basis in the genome, but instead of having an argument with you about that, we'll just stay focused on the neurology, right?
Okay, therefore, being gay is in some way psychologically related.
No, it's neurobiologically related. Those are two different concepts.
Okay, so I want you to look at this what's it called at this PBS News Hour article that I'm trying to tell you to look at.
Yeah, sure. What is it called?
PBS News Hour. It's says there is no gay gene.
Well, yeah, neurobiology isn't a gene, so that's fine.
Okay, do you have it?
I mean, no, because you just said there's no gay gene. That's fine. Neurobiology is not a gene, so I'll just believe them. Okay.
Okay, so I want you to explain to me in any other way that is not neurobiologically based how being gay is produced.
Yeah, by your neurobiology. So I tell you how it's produced, and then you're like, do you understand like the absurdity of that question? I explain to you how it's produced, and then you're like, explain it to me in a different way without referencing your original explanation.
Okay, but how is the biology of the nervous system make you be gay? It doesn't make any sense. If we are biologically programmed to like the different gender, how is our biology of a nervous system?
Well, I mean, you seem to already be you already seem to be conceding that like there's biological programs that exist within the majority that would like show us to have sexual arousal towards the opposite gender. So it would quite literally work in the same way, right?
But
So
it biologically
all right,
doesn't
dude,
make
Vasco, I don't understand I don't care if you don't think it makes sense, right? If you want it to make sense to you, read the papers.
It is
Do you want the
biologically
DOIs?
incorrect then.
Define that. Why
Explain
is it
to me
incorrect?
how. Okay, let me put it really simple. Okay, biological creature is meant to reproduce. That's the whole purpose of life. Looking at it from a biological perspective, right?
And this is what makes it immoral because they can't reproduce.
How is a gay person supposed to reproduce?
And
if
this
they can't?
so it's immoral because they can't reproduce.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is how is that biologically correct if we are designed?
Wait, no, wait. No, your original statement is that it's immoral because of this. And now, like, this is what we've been going down the rabbit hole for. So inevitably, like, the conclusion that in which you reach is what is going to deem it as, like, immoral, right? So
Yeah.
would you say that infertility is immoral?
Okay, infertility is not a choice.
Wait, hold up. Wait, Vasco, it quite literally doesn't matter.
It's not a choice.
No, Vasco, you quite literally, it doesn't matter, right? Do you understand what you just said? You said that being gay is biologically incorrect because they can't reproduce, therefore immoral. Well, I disagree with the notion of biological incorrectness. However, there's, Zehan, I appreciate that subscription, a much larger agreement on biological incorrectness when it comes to certain cases of infertility, and they definitely can't reproduce. So, like, why don't you deem that as immoral? It seems as if, like, we have, like, some logical contradiction existing here.
Okay, hold on. So we came to the conclusion that being gay is not biologically correct, right?
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that because our biology is designed to operate in that fashion, right? So if we talk about biological incorrectness, Rami, I appreciate that subscription. Like we're going to be talking about like what like deviates from our biology. And I would call like a deviation from our biology to be incorrect. However, gay men do not exert a deviation from their biology. They just simply exert like, you know, an affiliation for their biology. And this is what the tests have shown, right? So the Netherlands Institute for Brain Research and the Center for Neurodoctrine Studies at the University of Pittsburgh in Massachusetts and the Center for Neurochronology at like, you know, UCLA, you know, use like MRIs, EEGs, fMRIs, and postmortem brain slices to quite literally show that sexual orientation is dependent upon these varying like physicalities of the brain and genome, right? And like, if we are to assume biological correctness or incorrectness of the sexual orientations and their display of such through, you know, like our interaction with the external world, gay people would be interacting with the external world in accordance to their biology. Therefore, this would lead to the obvious conclusion that this would be biologically correct, right? But Irregardless of the assumed notion of biological correctness, it doesn't matter because there exists a contradiction because you do not deem infertility as immoral, right? So you say being gay is immoral because they can't have kids, yet infertility is not immoral regardless of the fact that they can't have kids.
All right. So
and also, chat, irregardless is a word. Look it up. Technically,
give me 5 seconds. I just forgot what
for the hand arts. I know. I silence them. I get it.
Okay, so you said that. Okay, so you said that being gay is biologically correct then, since people are born based off of your argument, right?
Yeah, it's biologically correct because they're acting in accordance with their biology.
Okay, so
I'm going
going
the sunglasses.
Okay, so I'm gonna go down that path with you. Okay, so you listen to me clear. Okay, so if being gay was a product of biology and genes, which is what your argument is saying, then how are so many people born from a man and a woman born gay?
No, I don't know. Ask the scientists.
No, but it just doesn't make any sense, right? Because we've
dude, look at I don't know, I mean, it sounds like you're just more so asking a question to understand, right? No, listen to me. Like, how is like a blonde hair person born from two parents with brown hair?
That's not what I'm talking
about.
Like,
how do these differences within like our genetic codes arise? Like, ask a scientist.
You seem to me like a smart man, right? So I'm guessing
like Vasco. Here, I have a better idea. Right?
You know about the theory of evolution, right?
Can you, Vasco? Can you please disprove this science? Because what you're doing is you're trying to use some like line of reasoning to disprove a study such as this or this. Like, actually tell me how you're disproving this.
That disproves that.
No. This has nothing to do with your genome, right? Because you quoted a study that was like, there's no gay gene. Yeah, the size of the interior commissure is not a gene. And apparently it's from 1992 and it's from PBS. Not to mention, studies and other information shared on like the validity of like homosexuality from the 70s until the 90s were extremely prejudiced towards them. And this is like commonly accepted as well, right? Not to mention that these studies are from like the early 2000s, late 2000s into like, up to like, as soon as like 3 years ago, man. So it's just like, it's like an increasingly, we're just increasing our understanding on how the human body works. And especially when we're talking about like neuroscience and neuroanatomy, this is like a very new field because like until very recent times, we haven't had the necessary means to really explore it that well. But now we do, and the exploration has led to discoveries such as the fact that gay men have bigger interior commissures or varying traits of their hypothalamuses. And now what I need you to do is disprove that it's actually true, right? Thank you for that. Love you.
Are you listening to me now?
Sure am.
You're gonna let me talk? Okay. So I want you to explain to me. Okay, so you know about the theory of evolution, right? Charles Darwin?
Yeah, I sure do.
Okay. So you know that natural selection is completely random in a way, right? Animals who are born with a better gene have more chance to survive, right? So this means, I want you to explain to me, how is being gay a natural thing, and how are there more people being gay that, if you were gay, if you were born naturally gay, you wouldn't be able to reproduce, therefore spread your gene.
It's not necessarily how it works. Variation within like the anatomy of humans is not necessitated upon genes. Variation can occur without like, recessive or, non-recessive like genomal structures, right? So, I mean, like, this is just like an explanation, right?
I'm gonna tell you what I think, okay? I think being gay is a corruption of the human mind, okay? Like, I don't think it's naturally occurring. I think
right, so you seem like a smart guy. You seem like a smart guy. You seem like a smart guy. Yeah, tell me where exactly this went wrong. Tell me, here's my big question that no one's been able to answer. Let's see if you can.
All right, you know what? Hold on.
No, Vasco, just listen. I want to ask you. Stop. I'm asking a question. This is the big question that no one has answered. So first of all, this corruptness of the brain this is apparently what causes homosexuality. There's not one institution of medicine or science that says this. There's not one academic study that agrees with you, quite frankly, right? So all of the institutions, the World Health Organization, the American Psychiatric Association, the American Medical Association, the Endocrine Society, the British Psychological Society, the Royal College of Psychiatrics, the Canadian Psychological Association, the Australian Psychological Society, the European Society for Sexual Medicine, the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American College of Physicians, the American Academy of Family Physicians, the American Counseling Association, the American Public Health Association, the Netherlands Institute for Brain Research, the Center for Neurodoctrine Studies at the University of Pittsburgh, Massachusetts, the Center for Neurochronology at UCLA. All of these institutions, these huge, reputable, and like credible institutions that study medicine, science, psychology, sociology, neurobiology, and otherwise, have like basically came to an agreement that it quite literally is natural and has some correlation like to our anatomy, right? And this is like through such studies as some that I've shown on screen, such as this one. And like your claim out of the gate is that this study or studies like it, like this one, like this one, like this one, or this one, you know, or that they're false, they're misinformation, they're not correct. So big question is, if I give you the name of this study, can you go look it up and tell me where exactly it went incorrect? Persephone, I appreciate those hand hearts. Like, I need you to point to a line of the study and then say this is factually incorrect and then to give your reasoning.
Look, man, you have like 20,000 studies that you just pulled up, okay? Like, I'm not going to be able to read all of them on this proof.
How about one? No, disprove one of them.
Okay, give me one of them right now.
Thank God, dude. Yeah, so let's do this one. Sexual orientation and the size of the anterior commissure and the human brain. DOI 10.1073/PNOSH.89.15/7199.
Okay. Wait, can you like send it to me real quick or something?
What's up?
Can you like send it to me?
No, you got to look it up, right? They're also in my Discord.
Yeah, sexual orientation and what?
Just sexual orientation, anterior commissure.
Okay, I think I'm gonna make you lose viewers, so you should.
You are.
You know what you should do? You should put this like up, like down there, like put one of them and say like disprove this this website or something.
I mean, I'm just willing to bet that you can't disprove it. Like, I don't mind losing viewers.
Like, I would need some time.
What's up?
Like, I would need some time to read all of this. It's a long.
Yeah, here's. How about this? Read it. Come back. I do this topic almost every day.
Okay. Well then, okay. I have another argument for you. Okay.
Okay, please make it your last.
All right, I will. Okay, so we know biologically speaking, right? Factually speaking, that the purpose of a biological being is to reproduce, right?
No.
Yes, it is.
Purpose is like prescriptive purpose probably doesn't exist. Unless
Yes,
you believe in God.
Okay. Well, that's something else. You're talking about ideology. I'm talking about biology.
All right. Okay. So like there exists like, you know, like,
yes, survive and reproduce.
Right.
That's the basic purpose of life.
Okay.
Okay. So I want you to explain to me how a gay person who was born with this gay gene is supposed to reproduce and complete its own purpose as a biological being.
IVF or surrogacy.
What does that mean?
In vitro fertilization or surrogacy are ways in which gay men can reproduce.
Okay, is that biologically possible?
Yeah.
Other than through science?
Well, you see, you denoted the purpose, and it seems as if they can complete this purpose. So.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's basic science that men and men cannot reproduce.
Right, but what I'm getting at here is that like reproduction is still possible. So if like humans carry this purpose of reproduction, well, it is quite literally possible for a gay man to do this. Not to mention that earlier you deemed infertility, bro. Vasco, earlier, wait,
cannot reproduce.
Yeah, can an infertile woman can an infertile woman and an infertile man reproduce? No, that's basic science. Come on, use your brain, bro. But yeah, you said that wasn't immoral.
Now listen to me, okay?
Yeah, you said that wasn't immoral, bro.
All
Come
right.
on.
If-
Use your brain.
if an
Bro,
infertile
literally,
woman
you
cannot
said
reproduce-
earlier that infertility is not immoral, yet two infertile people cannot reproduce in the same sense that two gay men cannot reproduce. So.
Infertility is different, though.
Who cares, dude? No, you just lined it out yourself. You said the basic purpose of humanity is to reproduce, and you asked me, how can a gay man like yield offspring? Yeah, by IVF or surrogacy. Then you throw that out the window for whatever fun. Now listen, just listen. Don't, dude. I don't know who you think you are. Just keep interrupting me. You said the basic purpose of humanity is to like reproduce. In other words, to yield offspring. A gay man can yield offspring via means of IVF or surrogacy. On the contrary, you did deem infertility is not immoral, even though if you have infertility, you have no means to yield offspring. So this assertion that the purpose of humanity is to reproduce and anything that digresses from this is like fucking fallacious as hell. Why? Because you deemed infertility is not immoral, yet it digresses from this. So this purpose is fallacious. And then when I actually brought up means as to how a gay man could reproduce, such as IVF or surrogacy, you just said, oh, those don't, fuck that. That's only modern science. So do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, stop being dogmatic, stop being dense, and just like realize things for as they are. Gay men can reproduce by IVF or surrogacy, and even if they couldn't, it wouldn't matter because you yourself said that infertility was not immoral and they can't reproduce.
I think what you just told me, like, about that fucking, like, resurgency BS or whatever, all that you said, I think that's BS. But, I mean, I'm gonna
What is
respect
BS?
bullshit. The way that men can reproduce. Like,
Well, thank you for the sunglasses. Okay, well, they still can, so that's fun.
yeah, okay, through science, like,
Give me the handouts.
through alteration of...
Sure, then we could just act like those don't exist. We could just act like those don't exist because you still called infertility not immoral. They can't reproduce, so.
Okay. But you see, what I'm trying to tell you is that being gay is not like it's
Being
not.
gay is immoral. This is your claim. Thank you
It's
for the
not a
handouts.
genetic product. Being gay is a choice.
Yeah. So disprove the
idea.
science. I gave you a study. You have to disprove that study before you call it a choice. And like in a similar regard, could you choose to be like sexually attracted or aroused by me right now?
Look, man, no, because
No, you couldn't.
I know
Therefore,
my
being gay is
biology.
not a choice.
I know I like women.
Wait, Vasco, you just said being gay is a choice, but you can't choose to be gay. That's interesting.
Yeah, because I don't want to choose to be gay. I don't.
Yeah,
want
can you
be
choose
gay.
to want to?
You see, that doesn't make any
No,
sense.
answer my question. Can you choose to want to be gay right now?
Yes.
Right? So then do it.
What the hell? What do you mean? Like, I'm telling you right now.
No. It's quite obviously clear.
Choice.
Like
that
us
doesn't make any sense.
as like straight males, yeah, we can't choose to be aroused to each other. There's not enough willpower in my bones, in my blood, in my body, in my brain for me to like be able to want to stick it in your ass, man. And I mean, this is supported by the science, such as the studies I showed. You weren't able to disprove the studies, yet you just still claim this dogmatic belief that it's a choice. And then I bet you also really wouldn't be able to explain how we observe homosexuality in over 3,000 animal species, yet these animals cannot make conscious cognitive choices in the same way that we can.
Okay, I want to know. Can those animals?
There's so much. There's so much that we could do.
Okay, can those animals reproduce homosexually?
Yeah, no, they can't.
Okay,
But this isn't what's being asked. Vasco, engage with the question being asked. You said,
listen.
Vasco, bro, no. You said being gay is a choice, yet we observe homosexuality within the animals, therefore, and the animals can't make choices, therefore, it's not a choice. Yeah, I'm so tired of you.
Look, man, we're... Okay, honestly, I'm just gonna leave it at that, okay?
I mean, you don't have any
don't
grounds
make
to stand on.
a
I've discredited every single one of your arguments.
Yeah, through some, like, fucking bullshit argument you pulled out of nowhere.
Man, if you want to cope by calling it a BS argument, if you want to cope by
Bullshit
calling it a
article, too.
BS
Doesn't
argument,
make any sense. It's very simple. Like, I'm gonna lay down my argument in like 5 words. Okay, we are biological beings. We are programmed to like the other gender. If you're gay, you can't reproduce. So your gene is not gonna continue. Therefore, it doesn't explain why there are so many gay people, thus proving my my idea that being gay is an idea.
yeah. Do you have one scientific like study to back that?
All right, you know what, man? I'm gonna look all these up, okay? Like, okay, man. I'm gonna come back with articles, okay?
Yeah, man. Have a good one.
All right, you have a good one too.
Yeah, he was about to cry, chat. So yeah, his claim is that it's like it's a choice, and there's no grounding. Thank you for the sunglasses. And then like he doesn't have any science to back it. And then when I give him mine, he's like, "Oh, it's bullshit." I mean, like, God, guys, the same thing that we've had literally all night long. Unfortunately, y'all, I think that is going to be my last debate for the night. If I do any more, I might just go crazy. Jesse, thank you so much for the hand arts. I think it's like I haven't drinking enough water today. I haven't ate enough today. I feel so lightheaded. I feel like I could just end the live and then just like pass the fuck out. I don't feel that good at all. I like I'm being so real, chat. I do not feel that good at all right now. But hey, everyone, before you leave, make sure you hit that follow button. If this button is red, also tippity tap tap away on the screen. Maybe we get it 2 million before we end. Everyone, just spam the likes. If this button right here is red, hit that shit, make it go white. I do debates like these quite literally every single day. You already know, baby. Liz, thank you so much for that Galaxy W, Liz. Also make sure to join the Discord. The link to the Discord's in the bio. I love going in there and hanging out and stuff. If you've enjoyed the streams, and you come back on a later date, maybe consider subscribing. Subscribing is one of the best ways to support me, just because that's income that I can rely on, because it's reoccurring. But anyways, guys, everyone have a phenomenal night. I love you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. This is Dean out.